YouTube? So here is my review slash thoughts on 007 First Light. I actually recorded this right after I beat the game, but I guess I accidentally muted my mic, so now I'm re-recording it a few days later, which is actually kind of a blessing because there are a few things I forgot to mention. First off though, this warning does contain spoilers, so just beware if you haven't played the game, there are spoilers. So I really enjoyed this game. I think it's a good to very good game. I do have a few issues here and there, but nothing that majorly took away my enjoyment of it. So let's just get into complaints, and I'll say my first complaint, and this is largely more on me, I think. But it's also a little bit of, well, it was a little bit of speculation at first, but I kind of confirmed it, and that is that I think that
Very well.
mouse and keyboard. I wasn't too fond. I wasn't too fond of hand-to-hand combat on mouse and keyboard. Now, the footage we're seeing right now is being played on controller, and overall I like it much better. I think that the gunplay works far better on controller than hand-to-hand combat does on mouse and keyboard. I also wasn't the biggest fan of the final boss. I think it would have been much better for the Isola. So furthermore, I'm really hoping, thinking that we would get this big like chase section at the end where we finally get the Bond car with all the bells and whistles. And while we did get the car for that small section, I think that having to chase down Isola throughout London would have been much better. There are a few story things, or things story-wise, where I was like, are we ever going to revisit this? Because it seemed like it could be important. For instance, Cressida being Foreign Secretary Wright's daughter. Also, the fact that they didn't even mention Moneypenny at the end. Like, did she survive? I'd say it's safe to assume so, given that she is like one of the more notable characters in the franchise, but it would have been nice if they just gave us something. And another thing is, I think that sometimes I thought that certain characters were being stupid, even though they're not dumb, just like for the sake of the story, which I thought was stupid. Also, the AI at times was a bit hit or miss. I felt like there would be times when they should have easily spotted me and they didn't, and then like times when they shouldn't have spotted me but they did. So yeah, I think the last three complaints is that the training chapters in the beginning dragged out a little too long for me. The game could easily have done without the second one. We have to capture the flag. So those are my complaints about the game, really. Now, to the things I did like. I love the characters overall. You know, having Bond is incredibly likable and overall very well done. Despite what I said earlier about the gameplay, I really enjoyed the role. Trying to stealth as much as I could was great. The story overall was very solid, and then graphically the game looked beautiful, and I thought it ran quite well. I played on PC. I knew some people had an issue with the game randomly pausing, and I vaguely remember that happening to me a few times in the very beginning, but that was it. So I'm thinking that they released a patch for it and fixed it, which that's not even an issue anymore. This is a game that I would definitely play again, but I don't want to do so right away. I most likely won't play this again until the DLC and then sequel. We'll have been doing these simulation missions offline. Those are good, but not great. A little repetitive, perhaps, but I enjoyed playing through them at least one time. So I think and then I'll wrap up here with whether or not this is a Game of the Year nominee for me. And right now I'm leaning towards no. First off, compared to what I think would be similar games like Resident Evil Requiem and Pragmata, it definitely finishes third for me. And then just furthermore, looking at what's coming out later this year, specifically Control Resonant, Wolverine, Silent Hill Townfall, and GTA 6, I don't think this game's end up in my top 5 to 6. I definitely would recommend playing it. Like I said, I'll definitely be checking out this, the DLC and the sequel. So overall, I'm going to give it an 8.3. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and let me know in the comments. Have you played First Light? You did you enjoy it? What do you think of it? I hope to see you again. Goodbye.